It's Wednesday, September 1st here in Seoul. Hey everyone, it's Debbie from Korea Now, and these are your daily headlines. Hyundai Motor has unveiled its Ioniq 5-based self-driving taxi that's set to hit the US market in a few years. The electric robo taxi was jointly developed by Hyundai Motor Group and Motional, the joint venture between Hyundai and US mobility startup Aptiv. It uses a level 4 autonomous driving system, meaning it can drive itself under limited conditions and will not operate unless all required conditions are satisfied, so it can respond to emergency situations on its own. The Ioniq 5 robo-taxis will be available on the US ride-sharing app Lyft in 2023. South Korea's ruling and main opposition parties have agreed to set up a special committee to revise a controversial bill that's aimed at increasing punishment on media outlets spreading fake news. The 8-member committee, consisting of members from both parties, will be working to revise the bill and put it to a vote on September 27th. President Moon Jae-in welcomed the move, saying close scrutiny is needed on legislation for media reform. The so-called fake news bill has been strongly criticized not just by the main opposition party, but also by journalists and civic groups around the world. In fact, UN human rights experts have sent a letter requesting the South Korean government to explain its position on the bill, as it could seriously undermine freedom of the press. South Korea's national debt is set to top 1,000 trillion won next year, as the government plans to increase its annual budget to an all-time high of 604.4 trillion won. This marks an 8.3% increase from this year's budget. The Finance Ministry said it will continue expanding its fiscal policy next year to cement economic recovery from the pandemic and consider normalizing measures in 2023. With the budget expanded for next year, the debt-to-GDP ratio will also increase to 50.2%, surpassing the 50% mark for the first time. Korea's debt-to-GDP ratio is lower than the OECD average, but higher than the average of non-key currency countries. Experts have warned that a rapid increase in the debts of non-key currency countries may lead to higher risk premiums and interest rates and less economic development. And those are your top stories. For full-length articles, you can go to our official website, link down below. As always, make sure to subscribe to Korea Now for more daily updates.